Speaking of winning races, we're the Fox US Open of mountain biking. This is a big title, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
like as far as like other races go, and this Monster Energy Pro Downhill series, like I've been following. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of the Norbers back in the day as another series. Like it can be another series in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think in the future people might be racing only this series and pop over for a few events or meet up for world champs. Like
Yeah.
it really seems like it could be like that. What are your thoughts on the US Open? Like how big of a title is it like
Yeah.
for the CV?
Yeah, for sure. It's a big one. I mean, I remember the first like big race that I ever went to as just a little kid was the US Open when it was in New Jersey.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. I remember you were there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we
remember
used
that
to
was
go
the
to it
first,
every year.
Yeah, because I was, oh man, I was probably like 13 or 12. Like I just got on a mountain bike and just started racing, and that was like the first time I saw Sam Hill. I remember Stevie Smith was there, Gwyn, you guys.
G used to go. It was
yeah,
big.
it was huge. It was massive, and I remember seeing like Brendan and Sam Hill, and I was like wide-eyed, like so stoked to like actually meet these guys and see these guys. Just being at that race, I'll never forget meeting all those guys and seeing them for the first time. So that was my first memory of the U.S. Open, and it's kind of cool now. It's almost like the V2, bringing it back here in Killington. Yeah, I've only raced here once in 2022, but yeah, it's good to be back, and I think it's going to be a heck of a race this weekend with all the competition that's in town. So
yeah, it's a stacked field. Like I've just
Yeah.
looked at the start list quickly, and there's the guys coming before Mount St. Anne, and the
Yeah.
American guys are so strong as well. Like someone like Austin Dooley, like
yeah,
they're doing well here, and then they're going overseas, and it's really like helping with their confidence. You
For
can
sure.
see it.
yeah, totally. I mean, I think the more big races in the States outside of the World Cups, the better for U.S. racing, and yeah, it's just cool to have like almost like a one-off race that's means something. Still, it's not really many of those these days. So
That's true. Hey, like
Yeah.
it's got a title. US Open, like in other sports, like golf,
yeah,
tennis. Like
Yeah.
it's one of the majors they call it,
for
and
sure.
I think it deserves to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah, not just because like someone in the room has won the race. Just I'm just gonna subtly put that out there.
Oh, not me.
I was just waiting.
I've been second.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, what year was that?
I literally forget now. It was
90s?
09 or 10. Yeah, 90s and 90s. I'm not as old as Petey. Nah, subtle brag. But the reason I bring that up, it's not because I won it. Those results, like, they mean something. Like,
For
I
sure.
remember the teams, like, I
Yeah.
got offers because of it. And
Yeah,
and people were like, hey, that podium, like, you can do the podium at a World Cup now.
yeah,
And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, all the people I was
yeah,
ahead of are the guys getting consistent podiums.
yeah,
Like, there's no reason why there can't be, like, another series or, like you say, and these standalone results that really, like, mean something.
hmm yeah, for sure. And I mean, weren't you on Trek then?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that year. I think I was there actually. But yeah, I mean, I remember.
I don't
Stevie-
remember much. I
I
won
think it
a
was one
big
of-
bottle of vodka that night.
I think that was one of Stevie's first big wins, back in the day
As
too.
well. Yeah.
'Cause he
the
hadn't
year
won any
before,
World Cups
the year
yet.
before or the year after. No.
I think he was riding for Evil.
Yes.
And I remember it was a big deal because he won it, and then a few years later he started to like win World Cups as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely means something.
Yeah, like if you can have these big standalone events, they can really like help like skyrocket a career for sure.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
And racing in America for you, like what is that like? Because like I loved it.
Yeah,
And I'm not from America. Just the fans are awesome. Like such a vibe.
yeah. I mean, it's great. The last few years, like Snowshoe World Cup, it's not even that close to my house, but it felt like racing in my hometown. Like everyone was getting behind, the American racers and everyone really, but like just the fans are just, they're so passionate. They're so into it. I feel like a lot of places in Europe, you get the fans from that like region. You don't get like too many people besides maybe France. But here I feel like for example, snowshoe, no one lives around snowshoe. So everyone there had traveled like quite a ways to be there. So everyone there is like really into it. Like they know all the riders, they follow everything. I feel like you don't always get that in Europe.
It's a bit like Fort William.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
if you made the trek to Fort William,
you really care.
You're a core. And I think that makes sense for snowshoe as well.
Totally, yeah. And I really felt like that, that energy from everyone. Like everyone is there because they're like a huge fan of the sport. They're not just there because, oh, there's an event happening down the road, might as well go check it out kind of thing. So, yeah, the energy at the U.S. races is awesome. We just wish there was more of them, really. But this year being no World Cup in the U.S., hopefully everyone turns up this weekend. I'm sure they will. It's always a good time here, so I think it should be in for a good crowd.
Yeah, I mean, racing in America, like the industries here, like we do need more racing. And what's epic to see, like it's not about the money, but it kind of starts being a little bit about it. Like there's 15 grand.
Yeah.
That's the biggest prize purse in downhill by far.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
don't care who you are. That's a decent chunk of change.
For sure. That's a good payday. So yeah, I think that's obviously one of the reasons why we have the start list that we have this weekend. That's a big purse. I mean, for a win, 15 grand, that's like winning 3 World Cups. More, yeah. So, yeah.
5, I think.
Is it? Oh,
I don't know. I haven't won a World Cup.
Me neither.
You probably will, but I don't think it's that much.
No, it's definitely not. So
not as much as it should be. It's not a prize money based sport, but that topic does come up
for sure. And yeah, the money is also, it's always like a bonus, right? It's not like the reason you do it, but 15 grand is nice.
Yeah, people might think, oh, these guys are talking about money. It's like you're literally not thinking about it in the start gate.
No.
You're not even thinking about it in practice. Like it's kind of like you've heard about it, you come to the race, you switch into your process, and then if you win, you're like, oh, well, the bar's going to be fun tonight. Like my new motocross bike might be fun or whatever. Sure. If you invest, I don't know, or the holiday.
Yeah. No, we'll see. I mean, that'd be nice. I wouldn't mind.